Welcome back to the Subaru Impreza project. As you can see, the car is now in paint. So this is a project that started in the summer of 2022, and for those of you that have followed the project, you'll know the car was in fact silver. Before the colour change, there was lots of body repair work needed to be done to this car. That included the removal of lots of parts and the panels being took back to bare metal. Some of the parts removed included the doors, the bonnet, the bumpers, the boot lid, the spoiler from the boot lid, the mirrors, the side skirts, the handles and all the trim. Once all those parts were removed, it was time to remove even more parts, including the tail lights, the headlights, stripping down both the bumpers, stripping down the bonnet, and then it was time to start doing the body repairs. I started out by sanding the panels back to bare metal. After I sanded back the old paint, I cut out the rust and started to fit the new panels. The customer supplied a couple of rear quarter repair panels. They weren't the best fit, but I got them welded in the end. Here's a short time-lapse video of me welding in the passenger side. When I'd finished all the welding and dressed up the welds, it was time to do the filler work. There was quite a bit of filler work to do to the car. Both the rear quarter panels needed to be skimmed over where I'd put them new panels in. There was various dents on the doors, the boot lid, and there was also quite a bit of damage to the passenger front wing. The bonnet also needed some repair work, as did the side skirts and the front and rear bumper. Once all the filler work was complete, I masked the car off and I primed it with an epoxy primer. The next day I sanded down the epoxy primer, I cleaned the car down, I masked it off again, and I then primed it with a 2K high build primer. I left the primer for a couple of weeks to go off nice and hard, then I guide coated it and I blocked it all off with some 240 on a block. The whole process was carried out twice, with 3 coats of primer each time. After that the car was wet sanded with 800 and then wet sanded again with 1000 grade. After the car had been wet sanded, it was time to mask up and paint. I painted this car in a few different stages. I did inside all the doors and the apertures first, then I did one side, then I did the other side, and then I did the roof last. I painted the bonnet with one side and the boot lid with the other. After I got all the big bits done and out the way, it was time to paint the front and rear bumpers, the side skirts and everything else. Once all the paintwork was complete, it was time to put the car back together. There was also a lot of wet flatting and polishing work to do. After a lot of wet flatting and polish, the car was now complete. I hope you've enjoyed watching the video. If you did, give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more of my content. Keep watching to the end to see what the car sounds like, and I'll see you in the next video.